Hello and welcome to Kittick Farms. We're back with another episode of UMRV Upper Mississippi River Valley, and today we picked up a new sprayer, and we're going to use this to actually dive into a little bit of liquid nitrogen here. I realize that our grass fields are horribly out of shape, and since typically you would start cutting hay here in mid-May for the first time of the year, I thought, well, let's get an application of some nitrogen down on the soil here that's not going to disrupt the grass too much. Realistically, I probably could have used the dry fertilizer spreader for this job, but I don't know if we're going to get any rain between now and then, and we have to pick this thing up anyway for our herbicide a little bit later here. We do need to probably get some pre-emerge down on those soybeans. So we're gonna try and get this thing all set up and ready to go. Now, if I remember correctly, I can't recall. I think I might have to jump into here and start the pump up, which is a B. Oh, it's got some awesome sounds. Listen to that little motor. And I can start overloading into the sprayer. Oh, I'm loving this noise. This brings back so many memories. This is exactly the type of motor we had on our old nurse trailer there. Now you can see we're all filled up here. We got 1,100 gallons in the 4445, and I'm gonna be running right out here to hit the grass field behind the yard here. Now, we are leasing this at the moment, but it's on a lease-to-buy program, and we have gone all out. We've decked this thing out with both the precision farming spot spray as well as the scanners, so any field that I'm coming out here and spraying in is also going to get its precision farming data updated, which is awesome. And this sprayer is a pretty big sprayer. It's got a nice wide boom here. In fact, it's a little wider than I thought it was. We better not run into the bins here. Perfect. Let's just get backed up a bit here so I'm covering everything in the entrance. And this thing also has the ability, you'll notice it's shaping to the soil here. So as I get spraying, you're going to see it move up and down automatically with the arms. So I'm going to go ahead and get it turned on here, and as I hit these hills here, hopefully we're going to be able to really notice, but just keep your eye on these arms as we come down the hill here. And this is probably the best demonstration you'll get. You'll see that right hand arm is starting to move down a bit as we move around here. I've left everything on. The precision farming stuff is working amazing here, so we're not over applying any fertilizers, and the grass isn't really going to take a lot, but ideally I'd get in here probably right after a harvest, or right when we seeded it would have been a better time to do this. However, we just didn't think about it, so now we're catching up with this a bit late. That's all right. For those that are curious, because I know I'll get the questions, this is a mod by Northwest Mods and Edits that he released on his Facebook group. So you do need to join the Facebook group to get access to it, but it is free and publicly available there as long as you join the group. And as you can see, it's working amazing here. And this mod should also have the ability to run the spot spraying mechanics with precision farming, which is awesome because so many of the other sprayers I've come across don't seem to have the see and spray built into them. And because we're on such a hilly map here, I felt like the auto follow with the boom arms would be a cool feature for us to take advantage of. It seems to be working really good given how tipsy-turny these fields are. And if you just look at the mini map down there, you can see we're making an absolute ton of progress. In fact, I didn't even bother setting a GPS track on all this because we are covering so much of the field in a single pass. It just didn't seem like it was necessary. I'm driving more right now based on the mini-map and the areas that I'm spraying than any real understanding of which part of the field I've done or not done at this point. So I'm sure I'm overlapping a little bit here, but that's all right. We'll get this thing done in one round regardless. It's kind of a oddly shaped field with regards to this center island that we've got to go around anyway, so we'll just work our way around and we'll be done as soon as we get to the other end of the field here. I just love watching the arms move up and down all by themselves. It's a pretty cool feature. We'll go ahead and take this right up to the edge of the island there to make sure I get it all. And then we'll back up here and swing around. Now, whenever I try out a new mod, I always like to check some things. I do have collisions all the way out to the outside of the boom. So there we go. Believe it or not, that was an intentional crash, just to double check. And boom, just like that, I think we're done. I've got a little splotch in the middle here that I can hopefully hit going right across it like so. There we go. And let's go ahead and shut her down and move on to the next field. We only used, what, 100 gallons or so there? Not too shabby. Now, what I don't know is if the alfalfa and clover fields need to get hit here with some nitrogen boost. I'm probably going to do it regardless just to see what they need, if anything. And if it turns out to be nothing, more power to it. But I feel like alfalfa at least is going to need a little bit. It looks like, nope, current is really high in most of the areas, and the necessary is down there at the same levels as grass. So I'm going to turn it on here just to see what it uses. It does look like it's spraying something, but not a lot. I think there was just a few areas. The spot spraying bits don't seem to always work correctly with precision farming here, as far as where it's spraying and not spraying, because it says I'm applying 0 liters and I don't see any of my numbers going down here on the sprayer. So we're going to assume that that's accurate. If I look at precision farming, I got a ton of fertilizer up on field 4 there as well, so I don't think I'm going to need to hit that. We definitely don't need to hit our soybean field, so it's really just this other field of grass that we need to go put some nitrogen on real quick, which should be a piece of cake here. So let's run this thing up by the farm, and it looks like something went wrong with our right boom there. It didn't finish folding all the way up. Well, we're gonna take it down the road just a smidge here. I think if I unfold it and refold it up, it might resolve itself. Maybe we busted a hydraulic hose here. I don't know. Let's get off the road either way though, and I'll pull over here and see if we can figure out what's going on. Well, there we go. It seems to be working now. We probably just got a little bit of air in the line or something. We tried to chase it down, didn't find a leak or anything, so everything's working right now. I'm just gonna chalk it up to a unexplained oddity, and we're gonna move on with our day. And if it happens again, we may have to get out here and try and chase that down a little bit better. However, as you can see, this machine is ginormous compared to our small grass fields here, which is great. We're making quick progress on this, and not tearing up the field so much. That was one of the reasons that I wanted to go ahead and run the sprayer out here rather than hooking up the big fertilizer spreader. The other one was just I had liquid fertilizer products sitting in the shed that I knew we could use up, where I don't think I have any dry fertilizer. We've just got lime, and I didn't really want to have to switch everything out of the fertilizer spreader right now anyway, so this was just going to be easier all around. Yes, I'm a lazy farmer sometimes. So we're going to just knock this out. This is a 1-round field for getting all of this applied. And in fact, just like that, we're going to be all done here. Boom, boom, boom. Now I'm going to keep the booms open until I get to the very corner here. I've got just a little sliver that I missed when we were coming into the field originally there. There we go. That'll make me sleep better at night. Moment of truth. Let's see if this thing can get folded up appropriately here this time. Looking better. The left arm didn't fully come in this time. I don't know what's going on with this machine. Let's see. I can actually adjust my stance left and right here, which was something I forgot I could do. But no boom controls, at least not while it's folded up. So we have definitely got a hydraulic problem going on here. We're going to have to run this back up to the shop and see if we can figure out what's causing this. All right, I brought it up to the shop here and we wrenched on it a little bit. I think we definitely have a hydraulic leak here somewhere, but we managed to get it all folded up. Not a big deal. We're gonna have to stay focused on it. Looks like we're still coming up a little loose. We'll have to keep wrenching on this thing, see if we can get it fixed up. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and whip this pickup around and get the nurse trailer put back in the shed over here. I'm not gonna need any more fertilizer for the moment. In fact, at some point here, we may need to empty that sprayer back out when we get ready to go to herbicide, but we'll figure that out when we get to that point. Right now, we are at the point where I think we're about done with the month of April. I really think it's time to move forward into May and start chopping some hay. All right, so we have moved into May here, and we are finally ready to see if we're able to take advantage of all the hard work I've put into this field to make it an actual field. And we're gonna see if we can get a course play worker to come out here and do the mowing for me. So let's find a field position. There it is. Open course generation, one tool. I want to say people usually do 6 headlands probably, but for our purposes, I think 4 is going to be more than enough. I don't really care what direction it goes in. Generate. Well, I'm going to let this thing do what it does. And I'm going to set this to first waypoint, which should be right over here to my right. And boom. Away it goes. This is the part I'm curious about. Oh, it didn't detect the collision. It just bumped it out of the way. Oh well, whatever works, I suppose. And it's off to the races, though, doing this field. So that's pretty good. And then my hope is that once it's all done mowing, what I'll do is I'll set a worker off raking. And then I can run the chopper on the same course or right behind the rake. And we're going to try and automate the chopper with course play and then drive alongside it with the workers here, hopefully using auto drive, but we'll see how it goes. This is kind of a small and wonky field, so we can't always pull things off. And then while that guy's going, our next job is pretty straightforward. We need to get the sprayer switched over for herbicide. So if we're gonna get everything switched over here for herbicide, I'm gonna bring the nurse trailer right back over here, and I'm gonna see if I can overload back into the nurse trailer and get everything emptied out of our sprayer here. That is one loud trailer. So I could overload here. What happens now if I hop into this? Can I overload back? I can. Look at that. How awesome is that? All right, so I'm all emptied out here and ready for the herbicide. We're going to go ahead and shut this thing down and take it back up in the shed here. We'll get this offloaded into some other storage tanks and probably run up and get a little bit of herbicide. I don't think I need to fill the whole thing. Looks like our mower has already made its way around a couple of times. I don't even see it. Oh, it's on the mini map. I can see it. It's down the hill over there. That's all right. We'll assume that he knows what he's doing, and we'll get this guy heading up to town. We'll buy, I don't know, maybe 500 gallons of herbicide. I don't think I need to fill the tank up. And we're back up here at the Tractor Supply Company, I guess is where we're buying all of our chemical. And if I pull in here, if I'm not mistaken, this first one, no, is the second one that we think is herbicide. So let's pull up here, and there we go. So I was gonna put in, I didn't need a lot. I think we're gonna start with 600 gallons just because that's where I shut it off at, and see how that goes. It's honestly not that big of a deal to run back up here. We've got auto drive all set up to get in there. It's a pretty quick run, so I'm rather save some money. Herbicide's expensive. I mean, we just spent almost $3 grand getting the product necessary to mix up with 600 gallons, which in the grand scheme of things is not a lot of herbicide. And to those asking, I've not had any problems with going through the stoplights with invisible collisions and stuff. I've got auto drive running and it just cruised right through those, no problemos. So I know a lot of people have been complaining about invisible collisions. There are some kind of collisions that are done in order to get the AI traffic to stop at the lights and such, but I'm not sure how it works behind the scenes, and I've not had personally much trouble with it, so I'm afraid that I can't offer a whole lot of assistance on that one. And if we just check in here on the mowing while the truck is driving back up to the yard here, you can see we're on our final headland pass. I definitely could have done 6 passes. I know that's what a lot of people recommend to me, but 4 seems about right for this field, honestly. And if you look at the yield map, we're getting some really good yields depending on where we're at in the soil type. So I'm very happy with that. I expect that we're going to get a lot more hay off of this field than we have in the past. And if we don't, well, we're doing something wrong, because that's the whole point of turning it into a field and applying all of the product to it, is that we get a better yield here. And I'm really curious to see how it handles doing the rows at a different angle than I personally would have done them. But it seems like it'll be a little bit better for doing the side hill over there, so I think it's going to work out okay. We'll find out here. And I'm just looking across the creek there. It looks like the other field is not quite ready to go yet, so we will be at least another week, if not a few weeks, until the other field's good to go. So I am glad that I planted this field in the winter instead of the other one we did in the spring, right? I can't actually recall now. But I think it was a good call to get this field in the winter so that we can be cutting the hay now, because we're out of hay and the animals are going to be getting hungry here soon. You can see we're down to looks like about 2 days worth of food remaining here in the barns. And we're back up here with the nurse trailer. Let's go ahead and get the sprayer into position here. I don't have that many fields that need to be sprayed, as it turns out. I'm really surprised that the soybeans don't need to be sprayed, but at least so far they haven't shown that, and I think that's probably because I did plowing on them. And one of the benefits, in Farm Sim at least, of doing the primary tillage is that you don't get any weeds that come through. Well, I don't know what's going on here, so I'm going to drive it over here, hopefully out of the way. I'm going to put it right back over here where we did the transfer last time and see if this works out a little bit better. Man, that motor is realistically loud on this pump, so apologies. It's just a little distracting for me. We'll see if I can back over here next to it. Oops. Like I know last time, I was right here alongside it when we pumped things in. Although I guess I have to be in the pickup to do it. I'm not seeing the overload option here. Maybe it was just luck based on where I was before. I'm going to back up and attempt to put this maybe in front. There, I know there's a refill point right there on the front of the 4045. And maybe it's just on the other side here, so let's whip around here. I swear I unloaded it from the left side last time. Well, why am I not getting an overload option is what I want to know. This was all working just fine previously. Alright, well, I don't know what's going on. Let me jump back over here one more time. Let's just see if I can get a reload option. I can't. Oh man, something is definitely gone wrong here, and I don't know what changed. Well, I can dump the tanks back out of it manually, I suppose. This is just not what I was hoping to be doing. I was really hoping to load it up just like we did the fertilizer. My goodness. And now I'm getting an overload option into the trailer. Well, what is going on? I have no idea. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and just pull this back up into the yard a bit here. And we're going to jump into our sprayer here and go out and do a little bit of spraying. We've got one cornfield here that has some weeds popping up really bad in it. And I'd love to go out here and get that sprayed. And here we are. As you can see, this other cornfield looks pretty clean. So I don't know if we're going to need to get out there with a sprayer at all. But this one, man, the weeds just came in like crazy here. So we've definitely got to hit this one. And if I bring this up, I've got the crop sensors turned on now. I think I forgot to have that on before. We've got whatever the automatic application rate is. I don't think that's really necessary since we are doing herbicide here. And you can see it's doing the spot spray mechanics, popping on and off as there's weeds, not necessarily everywhere. And that's going to save us a lot of gallons of fertilizer or a lot of gallons of herbicide as we run through this field. So let me go ahead and just turn on the good old GPS here. We might as well drive in a straight line as long as we've got such a nice straight field to apply product in. And off we go. I think this machine is going to work out really well for us. We do have an upgrade we can put on with some additional tanks. I was just trying to save money and was pretty sure that we weren't going to need that much product, and it looks like I was right. But if I ever feel like we need an upgrade, we've definitely got that option available to us. And it looks like I'm going slightly crooked. I'm a half a degree off a straight. My goodness. That's all right, I suppose. We'll go ahead and just take the headland pass off as long as I'm down here. And then we'll find whatever our straight row is heading back up and follow that all the way to the other end of the field. I'm excited to be into spraying season, though. It means we're, a good chunk of the way through the next year here already, which is awesome. And I'm really just plain looking forward to getting into harvest on all of our fields again and seeing how we did. I really, really want to see our farm continue to do better here. And you can see way over there our mower getting his way around the island there with the trees. We're almost probably half done with that field at this point. I don't know. But we've been making so much progress on this farm that I'm excited to see us get through one more full year and take stock of where we are financially. I think we'll be able to really start picking up land and upscaling our operations very quickly here. We've already added on some critical components this year, so I'm having a blast this far. I'm back in on the GPS track, but it looks like I'm missing a sliver, so I'm gonna back up here. I'm not sure the GPS track is aligned properly. I didn't follow it super closely on the other side of the field here because we were hanging off on the grass so far. But on this side, it's odd to me to be missing it. I suppose I didn't set the GPS track up until we were about halfway down the other end of the field, so that's probably what happened. But we're gonna hang over the side here since I've got some room to overlap until we get a little further down here and I can get back on the appropriate GPS track. Looking good, looking good. Doesn't look like I'm missing any weeds here. We had so much overlap. Perfect. Now this is going to work out great. Yeah, I'm really liking this piece of equipment here. I think it's a good upgrade for the farm. I was thinking about going all the way up to the 4940 with the dry box that I could swap on and off, but swapping that on and off is kind of a pain, and we've already got that awesome ProForce dry spreader, which has been working great for the lime. So this is going to be a better balance for the farm, I think. And it was a little bit easier to buy, plus it has the precision farming add-ons, which is actually pretty important to me. It's going to really help us maximize our prices here. I am going to jump over here. We've got just a little bit of weeds in these spots where I missed with the tillage, it looks like, so we might as well, as long as we're down here, hit those couple of little spots. And then we'll zip down the field here and get the other corner knocked out as well. And here we are. Let's take a quick look inside the cab. I don't think we've checked this one out, and I'll notice first off, my mirror seems to be working without flickering and flashing, which is awesome. And yeah, we got a pretty straightforward cab here. Everything looks good. Very nice. See if we can manage to fold everything up here. Our hydraulics have been acting up just a little bit. Yeah, we got both arms in. Looks good. We got the side mirrors actually came back in too, which is a good deal. Well, I am digging this sprayer. It worked out really well for us. Now all we've got to do is get through the next few months here. I'm looking over there. Is that... Are those weeds in the soybean field? I'm not sure. We'll have to hop in the truck and head over there and check that field out here. But I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. We did a lot of miscellaneous jobs today, and we need to go check in on the mower here. It looks like he might be hung up in a tree. It's always something with Courseplay. Definitely got hung up in something. It looks like he's supposed to be right over here, so let me set him on. I think it's... I'll do nearest waypoint and see if I can just go right there. Perfect. All right. Don't get lost, sir. You're all good to go. And then let's pull this trailer out of the way here. And I'm going to run the truck up to that other field. I really want to see if we've got weeds out in that soybean field now or not. We shouldn't, because I think we did tillage out there, but you never know. Stuff happens sometimes. And from a distance, it looked a little suspect to me. So let's get going here and find out what's going on. So it just doesn't look even. It's not like the same shade of green everywhere, but now that I'm getting closer and closer, I think it was just a little bit of the wind or something that was making it wave, or I don't know, but there's no weeds out there. That's a clean looking field of beans. Oh, we're gonna get so much money off of this field. I can't wait. Yeah, this is a good field. Look at that. Everything's perfect. Oh, I can't wait. So with the fields checked, I'm jumping back over here to check in on our mowing job, and we've been doing pretty good. The mower's only gotten stuck twice so far, and that's been once in the trees. I don't know what stopped it, and once over on the side hill down here. Just because it was a little bit too steep and it couldn't make it up at the angle it was. The mowing deck got caught on the hill and it just got stuck, which has not been too bad, all things considered. I'm really excited that we decided to put all of the effort into this field and get this set up so we can use automation. I'll be honest, after having done the mowing on both of these fields already, I was not looking forward to having to do that a whole bunch more times every year. This way, with some automation, I'll be able to fire things off and more or less just forget about it until the job is done and save me a lot of time, but keep things going and kind of jump in here and mix it up as we move forward into future months on the farm. So I'm going to let this mowing continue, and then next episode, while we're moving through summer here, we'll go ahead and see if we can automate the raking and picking up of all of the hay here. That'll be a fun experiment. We've got a lot of cows that are going to need to get fed in the next day or so here. If we look at this, yeah, I've got enough to move forward 1 or 2 more days. So lots to do on the farm here. And, you know, I'm really still tempted to pick up another field. So we might see how much the bank is willing to loan us. We're in a lot of debt right now, so I'm kind of 50-50 on it. But we got this huge field of soybeans over here that's calling my name. I would love to get my hands on that chunk of land before fall. So we'll see what we can do to get our hands on that. Either way, I think we're going to wrap up today's episode here. That's all for today. Ketterk out.